Coming up on Fulton Today, the GBI joins the Fulton Sheriff in helping to keep county youth on the right track. We'll explain.
County leaders develop a new process for formulating the 2019 budget. I'm Brian Robinson, and I'll explain how more citizen input is part of the plan.
And early voting enters its second week, and we've got some important reminders. That and much more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. We'll have more on early voting in a moment, but first, the fourth quarter of the year means it's game time for Fulton leaders as they tackle the 2019 proposed budget. The Fulton County Manager, along with his finance team, have developed a new process, and soon residents will have multiple opportunities to give their input. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with more on the story.
Shania, the days of the Budget Commission are gone. The county manager, through his administration, is now responsible for the development of the annual proposed budget.
Representatives from each of the county's departments and agencies gathered inside the Aviation Community Cultural Center to talk about their budget needs. The goal? To nail down a 2019 proposed budget to present to the Board of Commissioners next month.
We're trying to kind of get through the upfront things first. In other words, staffing, minimal kind of increases to the budget for particular operational needs, and then spend the balance of the time with every department in natural groupings like infrastructure, health and human services, justice and public safety, and then all the administrative departments, and really think about what are the big ideas.
And the motion passes 4 yeas, 3 nays.
These budget workshop meetings are a result of a Board of Commissioners decision to eliminate the Budget Commission that contain only Fulton's chairman, the county manager, and the chief financial officer. Under the new proposed budget process and formulation, County Manager Dick Anderson and his team will prioritize the requests from all of the county's departments, agencies, elected officials, and others who benefit from county funding.
The way this process has changed, really the administration is doing most of this spade work up front, then bringing forward our recommendation to the commission, so they will literally see it for the first time in mid-November, and then I expect them to, again, want to both challenge, change, as well as hopefully adopt some of the things that we've come up with.
The board's recess meeting on November 14th is the deadline for a proposed budget presentation. When presented, the recommendations will include the following: hold 3 budget hearings, 1 each in North and South Fulton, and a third in Assembly Hall on December 19th to coincide with the legally required budget public hearing. Hold 1 special called budget workshop session with all commissioners to allow for an open discussion of the proposed budget, and include a budget discussion item in each BOC agenda between November 14th and the January recess meeting.
Now, the Board of Commissioners must pass the 2019 budget by that January recess meeting. As soon as FGTV learns of the dates of the North and South Fulton public budget hearings, we will be sure to pass them along. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you very much, Brian. As budget talks get underway, the deadline to pay your tax bill, well, it is next week. For those who live in Fulton County and cities outside of the city of Atlanta, your tax bill is due on Halloween, which is, of course, October 31st. While that could be a frightening thought for those who have yet to pay, the Tax Commissioner's Office has made paying bills a simple process. Now, they can be paid at one of these 5 locations found throughout the county, Monday through Friday, from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Tax bills can also be paid via the Tax Commissioner's website at fultoncountytaxes.org.
I always recommend that you pay as quickly as you could rather than put it in the back of the drawer for a later time. That also helps the governments. If you pay early, then there would be no need to get tax anticipation notes.
The money that's collected from your tax bill helps the county, its cities, and the school board function properly. Even if your property is under appeal, your temporary tax bill must be paid by the October 31st due date. A refund or adjusted bill will be provided after the appeal is settled. The early voting period enters its second week. Fulton County had a steady stream of voters take advantage of the first week of early voting. For the next 2 weeks, Voters will have the opportunity to cast their ballot ahead of the November 6th general election by visiting one of 20 polling locations and an additional 11 outreach locations. One advantage of the early voting period is the lack of long lines. Another is voters can cast their vote at any of the polling locations as long as they have the proper ID. Now, that is something you cannot do on November 6th.
It's a lot more convenient, and there was like no line at all. It was so easy, so quick. It's hard to think of an excuse not to participate.
As early voting continues, the Board of Registration and Elections is informed of the plans in place to transport all votes on election night to the county's Election Preparation Center warehouse. On November 6th, the department, along with Fulton County's law enforcement team, are teaming up per the state's request.
The state asked us to change the way that we upload our results on election night. We usually do it by analog modem, but they asked us if we would use a different procedure. So we came up with one where we're using the Marshal, Fulton County Marshal, Fulton County Police, Fulton County Sheriff's Office, and we will have officers along with somebody from the elections office that will be riding with them, and they will be going from the check-in centers down to our warehouse, and the results will be directly uploaded into our server at the Election Preparation Center.
The board was also informed September was a record month for voter registration applications received. The department says they are ahead of the record-breaking year of 2016. That year, they received 300,000 applications. The department is expecting 20,000 more by the end of this year. Citizens University students learn about the benefits of doing business in Fulton County. The class paid a visit to the Select Fulton office where they learned about the county's economic development initiatives. Select Fulton representatives discussed how the county's diverse economy and business community make Fulton a destination for all businesses. The class also learned how Select Fulton's decisions fall in line with the county's strategic priority of all people have economic opportunities.
I learned that the Fulton County economy is robust, that there are a lot of opportunities for individuals and also for corporations in this area, and this is the place to be.
I didn't know what Select Fulton was or what they did, so I learned a lot. It was a lot of information, and so especially just seeing the development in South Fulton where I live, it helps me to understand exactly kind of how that works and why we're seeing what we're seeing, what the buildings that are popping up, and what the pros and cons are as far as being a resident there and understanding what our neighborhood needs tax-wise.
For their next class, Citizens University students will learn how the county helps families and seniors to be more self-sufficient. Tweens and teens across the county were hyped to learn about the justice system and law enforcement, as well as what it takes to break the cycle of their peers ending up on the wrong side of the law. FGTV's Daryl Carver has details about the Sheriff's Office's 2018 Hype Conference.
You want to be a veterinarian?
Once again, the bleachers of Atlanta Metropolitan State College were full of young people eager to hear from professionals about making the right choices. For this year's Hype Conference, Fulton County Judge Eric Dunaway, V103's Greg Street, and motivational speaker Omar Howard were just some of the guest speakers who stressed to the 6th through 12th graders the importance of education, proper etiquette, and the dangers of gangs.
Be successful. Enjoy the life that you have, man. Because once it's taken from you, man, it's hard to get it.
Sheriff Ted Jackson started the Helping Youth Prosper and Evolve conference 9 years ago after he realized that a third of the Fulton County Jail inmate population is between the ages of 17 and 24 years old.
We're concerned about our young people and parents making good choices. And the information we give them is to help them make good choices and help them to become productive citizens.
The youth who attended the conference say the information they learned was eye-opening, especially after watching the video about how gangs operate.
I like the video of the gangs, like how it impacts their lives and what it really is about. Because that's not really what they show. they don't really show like how they hate you to get in a gang, and they don't show when the lives are taken away.
As for the parents and guardians who attended, they weren't passing on the opportunity to have someone else speak to their children about life in the real world.
To me, I think a lot of youth don't have a lot of outlets, and so they need to hear from a different perspective, not just from people they see every day, because sometimes you tend to see people every day and you don't want to listen to them. So you want to look up to people that's in the industry, any type of industry that you may look up to. They might be a celebrity out here, and they can give you keys and clues on how to get to the next goal, because a lot of kids may not have a lot of hope.
For organizers, the hope is that these young people go on to successful lives, thanks to programs like Sheriff Jackson's Hype Conference. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Daryl Carver.
Thank you very much. And coming up next on Fulton Today, families come together for a day of fun and celebration. Details are in our district-by-district coverage next. Fulton joins the celebration for a day of fun for families and recognizes the teachings of peace from Mahatma Gandhi. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. We begin with Chairman Rob Pitts, who joins in on the day honoring Mahatma Gandhi's 150th birthday anniversary. The at-large commissioner joined Dr. Swati Vijay Kulkarni, Consul General of India, and other representatives at the Gandhi statue in MLK Jr. National Historic Park.
They were born miles apart and years apart, but the influence that Gandhi had on King, I say that the world would not be what it is today but for that influence. So here you have two little boys of color never really getting to know each other, knowing each other, but that influence has reverberated around the world and continues to do so today.
The chairman watched as leaders from India garnished the Gandhi statue 20 years after its initial unveiling. Gandhi led India to independence and inspired movements for civil rights and freedom across the world. Commissioner Natalie Hall spends time at the Emmanuel Lutheran Church for a community fellowship. The event, called a Family Day of Fun and Celebration, was a way for residents in the community to not only meet each other, but to also meet the District 4 representative from the Board of Commissioners.
We need to promote more of Fulton County services and programs to the community, and I like to make sure that we bring these things out into these neighborhoods so that people can experience Fulton County services and programs.
The commissioner brought county services to the community, including voter education information and the mobile fresh market. Fulton's Office of Youth allowed participants to use DUI goggles for a first-hand DUI experience, and the behavioral health team offered information regarding mental health and substance abuse. And finally, in District 6, Commissioner Emma I. Darnell launches her town hall meeting follow-up feedback to her constituents. The commissioner says she heard from residents about a myriad of topics during her community meetings, and now she wants to address those issues one district-by-district segment at a time.
Transportation is critical to us because of the way in which we are organized. Economic development is key to us. How we are represented. People ask, and we have the record of it, what are your regional plans? We're not just looking at Old National and FIB and flat shows. They know we're connected. So we have come back down here to the board along with my colleagues with the understanding we've got to do more.
The commissioner is welcoming residents to contact her office directly for additional comments and concerns. Here is the District 6 office contact information. Now you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with the rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And still to come, a popular summer program returns for the fall with free fruit and vegetables. We'll explain how when Fulton Today continues. Fulton's Board of Health opens its doors to allow county employees and the community to become more aware about the many services offered through the Maternal and Child Health Program. A program that promotes the healthy development and well-being of children residing in Fulton County.
We've launched the Parents as Teachers program, which is an important home visitation program, outreach to parents to address health disparities and the social determinants of health. Very, very important, a unique role for public health.
The health team and its partners also announced the opening of the Early Hearing Detection and Intervention Hearing Booth.
So in a single day, this booth has identified the 5 children in need of services. What a difference. I mean, what a difference we're making in the lives of children.
The state-of-the-art booth is located at the Oak Hill Family Community Center. You can call the center to schedule screenings for county children. Now that fall temperatures are finally here, so too is the Fall Mobile Fresh Market. Fulton's Cooperative Extension team kicks off its fall season much as it did this summer, with nutrition education classes, demonstrations, and with participants getting free fruit and vegetables.
For a lot of people, if they are used to preparing their foods in a traditional way, like the way that parents used to prepare, this may be a new opportunity for them to learn how to prepare in a more healthier way, not just for them, but for their families as well.
The Fall Fulton Mobile Fresh Market will last for only 5 weeks on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You can call 404-762-4077 to get more information. Women's health is just one of several topics that will be discussed at this year's Sister Talk Women's Empowerment Conference. Fulton County is partnering with its former judge, the Honorable Penny Brown Reynolds, for the event. Judge, welcome to Fulton Today.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. Glad to be here.
Well, Judge, I understand that the event is the creation of a nonprofit foundation that bears your name. Tell everybody about the conference.
The foundation that bears my name was started over a decade ago, and it has a mission of restoring and promoting families. I decided to do that after serving on the bench for nearly a decade and serving as a former prosecutor, state's attorney general, and the governor's lawyer. And I remember seeing distinctively the problems that we were having, not just in our community, but in society altogether, came as a result of the family unit not being all that it could. And so I decided that I would have a foundation, a 501c3, that looks at all that we can do with advocacy, with education, and with service in promoting the family unit and making it as strong as it could be. And I wanted to create this incredible atmosphere or experience where women could come from everywhere, all ages, all professions, and for this one experience, they would be, it wouldn't matter, we would just be women. And I called it Sister Talk so that we could talk about relevant issues that mattered to us.
And for anyone who plans to attend the conference this year, what can they expect?
A full day of sessions, financial workshops, entrepreneurial workshops, a town hall meeting, the power of voting, talking about the Me Too movement, and the young girls in Girls Matter. They have their own conference going on. Well, they'll learn about etiquette and really the power of education and bullying and how to want more for your life, your purpose, and your destiny. All of that takes place over an incredible weekend at the Georgia International Convention Center in College Park.
Judge Penny Brown Reynolds, thanks for all that you continue to do in Fulton County, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Now, to get more details on this year's Sister Talk Conference, you can visit judgepenny.com. And still to come on Fulton Today, how the county's libraries are helping patrons get into the Halloween spirit by creeping it real. The arts and culture community comes together to discuss the various issues they are facing. The department held its annual Contracts for Services stakeholder engagement event at the Museum of Design, Atlanta.
Here at MODA, we are enormously grateful to Fulton County for the funding they provide. They support the exhibitions that we put up. We put up 3 exhibitions every year, and those exhibitions are studies in how design inspires change, transforms lives, and makes the world a better place, and we couldn't do it without the support of Fulton County.
This event serves as an opportunity for the arts community to network and talk about the state of the arts in Fulton County and in Metro Atlanta. Some of those issues include funding resources, building an audience, and how to better outreach to the community. This year's speakers included Arts and Culture Director Lionel Thomas and Fulton's Deputy of Chief Operations, Dr. Pamela Rochelle.
It is so important for the county really to interact and really hear from our stakeholders about how we can move the arts and culture agenda forward together.
These are the creatives that we give money to that make our county a vibrant place to live, work, and play. We're excited because there's a lot of creative energy here in Fulton County. We are the largest funder public funder for the arts in the state of Georgia. So we're excited about that, and we're excited to have people come and engage in a conversation about how we can be more effective, how we can be more efficient, and how we can serve them better.
All of the information gathered from this event will help better plan for arts and culture events in Fulton County. And finally, with Halloween creeping up on us, the county's libraries are treating patrons to some Halloween fun. All month long, the Atlanta Fulton Public Library System is offering its visitors some spooktacular fun, like this zombie makeup workshop at the South Fulton branch. At the College Park branch, children enjoyed listening to Halloween stories while making some fantastic crafts.
Usually after every story time, I always have them get involved in a very, very simple craft. The craft were coloring wooden apples, because a lot of times we do give out apples and oranges for Halloween.
Did you learn anything today?
Yes.
What did you learn today?
About trick-or-treating.
Did you learn anything today?
Yes. I learned trick-or-treating.
If you miss any of the events, don't worry, there are plenty of other events happening on Halloween. Best of all of the Halloween events are free, though some do require registration and have some age limits. To learn more, just log on to afbls.org. And before we go, our reminder that FGTV wants to connect with you online. Be sure to follow FGTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. You can also watch a replay of this show and any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.